Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your JIS news for Monday, November 16. Jamaica is expected to generate more than 200,000 metric tons of liquefied natural gas (LNG) annually, which will be initially supplied to the domestic market. The electricity sector enterprise team ESET has announced that American company New Fortress Energy will invest more than $200 million in the construction of the LNG terminal. There are also plans to expand the terminal to supply LNG to other Caribbean countries, thereby positioning Jamaica as a regional hub for the supply of the energy source. ESET Chairman Dr. Vincent Lawrence says Cabinet has endorsed its selection of New Fortress.
And this has led to an agreement for the Government of Jamaica and New Fortress to enter into a memorandum of understanding to guide the development of the natural gas market locally and confirm the intent to develop Jamaica as a hub for the regional distribution of small-scale gas supply.
New Fortress was chosen as the developer of Jamaica's LNG project as the company was the most competitive for the requirements of the Jamaica Public Service Company. It was selected from a list of 6 entities. The LNG terminal, which will be built, owned and operated by New Fortress, is expected to be completed by the 2017-2018 fiscal year. The National Irrigation Commission is expected to cut its annual electricity bill by about $18 million following the installation of variable frequency drives at 6 pumping stations. Funded by the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, the drives will better regulate the amount of current used by electric pumps. The equipment, which cost $22 million, will be installed in farming communities in Clarendon, St. Catherine, Trelawney, and St. Elizabeth.
This project is yet another example of an intervention which reflects the timely implementation of good public policy. It supports the national effort to unleash the potential of agriculture to grow the Jamaican economy and to enhance our food security.
Government is projecting that over 100,000 jobs will be created in Jamaica over the next 5 years.
We base this on the progress that has been seen thus far. From between July 2013 and July 2015, the employed labor force increased by close to 40,000 jobs, 39,600.
The finance minister made the announcement at last week's press briefing to announce that Jamaica had passed its 10th straight IMF review. He pointed out that over the last 4 years, between October 2011 and July 2015, a total of 63,900 jobs were added to the labor force. Dr. Phillips said the country was expected to maintain that momentum, given the specific investments in tourism, business process outsourcing, agriculture, and manufacturing. But he stressed that government had to maintain fiscal discipline, improve the business environment, reduce bureaucracy, and grow the economy. Government has been commended for the steps taken so far to improve efficiency, accountability, and customer service in the public sector. The President and Chief Executive Officer of Scotia Group Jamaica, Jacqueline Sharp, says that under the Public Sector Transformation Program, there has been significant progress, including the creation of executive agencies with specific mandates.
We have seen the time lag for processing documents and turnaround times being reduced in some areas. And we have seen transactions can now be done through new channels online, and the overlaps in some departments have been greatly reduced.
Mrs. Sharp also urged public sector workers to continue the modernization process so that Jamaica could achieve Vision 2030. She was speaking at the launch of Civil Service Week 2015, being observed under the theme, Diligently and Relentlessly Pursuing Quality Public Services for Sustainable Development. There are a number of activities to mark the week, which will end on November 20. On Tuesday, there is an exposition and concert at the Emancipation Park, followed by the Jamaica Civil Service Long Service Awards on Wednesday. Ministries, departments, and agencies will have in-house activities on Thursday and participate in a quiz competition and an after-work lime on Friday. The Civil Servant of the Year Award for 2015-2016 went to Barbara Allen, Senior Director Planning and Development in the Ministry of Education. Second place went to Courtney Brown from the Ministry of National Security, and Earl Ranger of the Jamaica Defence Force copped the third prize. Beverly Thomas Barnett from the Ministry of Education was the other finalist. Effective today, November 16, the Office of the Prime Minister OPM and the Ministry of Education will have new permanent secretaries. The Public Service Commission announced that Mrs. Elaine Foster Allen, who was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, would take up that same position within the OPM. The post became vacant following the resignation of Anika Miller. The new permanent secretary for the Education Ministry is Dr. Maurice Smith, the former director principal of the National College for Educational Leadership. Both Mrs. Foster Allen and Dr. Smith have held a number of leadership positions locally and overseas. And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has condemned the heartless and barbaric terrorist attacks in France on Friday, November 13. In a release, the Prime Minister said Jamaica was committed to fighting all forms of terrorism in tandem with the international community. The Prime Minister added that Jamaica stood in solidarity with the government and people of France and extended deepest sympathies to the bereaved families. More than 100 people were killed in a series of terrorist attacks in Paris, France on Friday. Foreign Affairs Minister Senator A.J. Nicholson and his opposition counterpart Edmund Bartlett have also condemned the incident. So far, no Jamaicans have been reported injured in the terrorist attacks. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.